to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Sophie. Everybody calls me the Odditty, and I have not done one of these in a really long time. In fact, I don't think I've actually done this at all ever. So this isn't a mukbang because I just cooked and I'm hungry and I want to eat. But at the same time, I want to like talk to y'all about like my life, what's been going on. I got some jollof rice to eat. It's so good. If you're new here, I'm Nigerian and I live in America, but I eat a lot of Nigerian food, clearly. And my cup is apple juice, actually. I'm gonna put some liquor in it, but if you've been following my vlogs, you realize I've been trying to not eat as much liquor as I typically do. But yeah, this is very casual. Like, I don't know if y'all are gonna enjoy this or not, but it's very casual. I just want to talk to you guys. So I have my notes in my phone, so I wanted to make sure like I had everything I wanted to say and I didn't forget. And then after that, we can just like talk about everything. I just want to talk. I just want to talk to you guys. This will be a life update video. Oh my god, where do I start from? So, life update video. Oh my god. Well, let me eat a little bit first so I'm not hungry while I talk. How many wants to tell me I eat like I'm starving? The funniest shit you could ever say to me. Oh, that's so good. So many of you know me as the girl who is always smiling, meaning like all the videos you probably come across me online, I'm always happy, I'm always giving good vibes, I'm always just like hype and dancing. And if you know me, you also know I love to have a good time, so I'm always like just excited about life. And over the past few years, I've slowly been going into a shell. Like, the whole point of the Oddity in the first place for me and for this platform like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of this was because I wanted a space where I can just unapologetically be myself. And in many ways that changed a little bit over the past couple of years, and I sort of become the girl who is smiling online, but like in reality, like I'm dealing with hormones because I started IUD, family drama, relationship stuff, financial stuff. I've been dealing with a lot behind the scenes that's made me very wary of putting myself out online as much as I do, but also has made me feel like really sad about like the life I want to live, basically. And I think for me that even sucks more, because at the end of the day, like, I want to be happy, and it's been hard to be happy and smile. Like, I remember days when I would wake up in the morning, I'll put up my camera and I'll be like, oh my god, yeah, like I'll show you a clip right here. It's a new one, people. It's a new. So I'm not gonna say when I'm looking at you when I'm walking past the mirror. I used to kill it. Like, I would be so happy and I would just be so excited to conquer the day. And I think the fear of failure began to creep in so quickly that, I don't know, I just became so terrified of what my potential future would look like. And I didn't want to fuck what I had up. Like, you know when like you don't aspire to a level of success? You don't aspire to a level of success and you get there, right? And you're like, shit, this feels good. I don't want to leave. And so you're so scared of moving forward and shaking the balance that you already have. You don't ever do anything. So I'll give you an example. Like, when I went viral, I didn't even go viral crazy enough to where like I have millions of followers now, but I grew viral and I met a lot more people know who I am. So when I'm out, people go excited, scream, people cry when they see me, and that's happened. And I'm like, shit, I don't want to fuck this up. So the less I post online, the less I do, I don't have a bigger legacy to fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna see anything bad that I'm not gonna misstep. I'm not gonna stop. And what that ends up doing to your mind is you begin to question every single thing about who you are. And I'm not the person that you guys are gonna be looking up to now, right? Because I'm a different person now. I'm too scared to take risks. I'm too scared to try something new. I'm too scared to be happy. And so I wanted to film this life update video because I feel like once I can just like share where I am mentally, what battles I'm fighting, I think it would help you guys understand me a little bit more. So we're gonna talk. So I'm gonna do, I have a whole thing. You know, my notes. I'm always in my notes app. Okay, so we're gonna talk about family, then we're gonna talk about my career, we're gonna talk about relationships, that's friendships, my relationship, we're gonna talk about sex, and we're gonna talk about the future, okay? And I don't have any set tips about any of that. I just know that like that's where this is how I want to talk to you guys, and then we'll go from there. Okay, my food is getting cold, so I need to stop talking so much. Let's talk about family first, okay? I was gonna like try to eat and then come back to y'all like while I was eating, but I just couldn't stop. Like, I kept wolfing it down because you see the difference in the plate. Anyways, okay, let's talk. So family. Okay, so I was born to my mom and my dad, and they did together and they met me. There's a deeper backstory to it, but the biggest thing I could say is my dad wasn't present as a kid. So the closest thing to a dad I had was my brother, who was 10 years older than me, and my mom was a single mom who sort of raised us together. And I have a really big family. I have like 10 half siblings. siblings. My mom is the first of like 20 something grandchildren or children. I'm like number 16 of like 30 something or 100 and something grandchildren. I don't know, the numbers blend at this point, but I say that to say like I come from a really big family because I'm Nigerian, and when I moved from Nigeria to America, it wasn't because I wanted to come here, right? I did, but like there's certain circumstances that facilitated me coming to America quicker. But again, I think that's a story time for another day. I said that to say my mom is like my everything. My mom and my brother are like my entire world, and my mom is really close to her siblings, and like my entire extended family, they're really close. Like we tend to, if you know anything about Nigerian families, aunties and uncles tend to be in your business a lot. So when I started Odditty, I hid it from my mom because I'm Muslim. They didn't think being on social media the way I was a smart idea, which is very true, right? It was scary at the time when I started, so I hid it from a lot of people. I was staying with an uncle at the time who just didn't like me doing social media, especially if I wasn't wearing the hijab or I wasn't, you know, being a Muslim on there. It was just a very weird situation. Over the course of the past couple of years, as I started blowing up, there's been a lot more eyes on me, meaning like my brother's friends recognize me and they take photos with him for me. And like my mom will go out, people like, oh my god, you're Odditty's mom. And it's brought a whole new level of eyes to my family and to my mom and my brother. And like I think my extended family as well, where like I might post a bikini video or bikini photo, and you know, the entire family would call me and they would call me all sorts of names and call me a whore, a bitch. They would label me as something that I wasn't. I think for the longest time it broke my spirit because like the one thing I wanted in this world was for my family to understand who I was, and I wanted them to like be happy for me. I don't have that. I think my mom and my brother are slowly like my brother especially is like understands and cheers me on. For the most part, my mom is the only one that like, you know, like I think Kiki Palmer is an example of this. Like I see her talking about her mom is her best friend and her support system, and I wish I had my family as a support system because it would make all this a little bit easier. Like I don't want to post something and my family sees it and they think I'm a disappointment, because I've never been a disappointment. I had straight A's in school and everything else, so it feels weird to have them look at me in a negative light. Like I have an auntie who I haven't spoken to in so long. I have an uncle, if you're watching this, I have an uncle who was like a dad to me and he hasn't spoken to me what 4 or 5 years. Aunties who wouldn't let their kids come visit me because I'm a bad influence. And I think it's over the past year, it's been so stressful on my mental health to feel like you're the prodigal child. Like you do everything, you make everybody else in the world happy, but the people who should be the most important people to you don't see you as a sort of source of joy. Like I feel like my mom thinks like I'm the worst thing. I don't want to cry. I think she does, and I feel like she probably doesn't, but I sometimes think that, like I sometimes think I could just wipe all this away and then just have her like be proud of me and do exactly what she wants, but then I wouldn't be happy, right? Like I love making people happy and I love making myself happy, and just doing exactly what she wants and doing exactly what my family wants wouldn't make me as a person happy. So it sucks sometimes, like family. So I think that's one thing that weighs me down a lot. But an update on that is that me and my mom are slowly getting to the space where like she's sort of understanding where I come from and what I do and why I do what I do, and she's happy for me. My brother is my brother. He drives me crazy and he knows it, but that's family. Oh, also I'm meeting like some of my half sibling like soon at an half sibling's wedding. I've never met some of them. I've met some of them before, but like I don't remember meeting them because I was so young. So it's just a lot of like newness happening. Like the past 2 years post COVID has just been a lot of like newness, like meeting half siblings, finding things about my dad that I never knew about, like having my mom visit and see my life and what I've created for myself, having my brother visit too for the first time from Nigeria and having him see my life now and see my world now and how he relates to that, and how they just react to it. It's such a scary thing. It's such a scary thing, but it's been so nerve-wracking. But at the same time, like family's doing good, and the people that matter to me, my mom and my brother, are the people I want to work on, and I want to make them so proud, and I want to make my dreams come true so their dreams could come true. So even if I'm not the best child, at least I can be the best person for them in their life. Yeah. Talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Okay, so talking about sex here might sound so weird because it's a life update and probably like why. The only reason I bring this up is because I posted a video the other day, and in that video I talked about my IUD and birth control, and I said this line, "It's because I like a little sex," and everybody went crazy. Y'all were like, "Oh my god, Sophie, you having sex? What? How dare you? We didn't know that. You're a good girl. You're this, you're that." And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a separate video about like sex and everything else in between, but I'm gonna just do like, this is like a sex/birth control update and hormone update and just like growing update. So after I started birth control in 2019, I started birth control in 2019, and over my different birth control years, I first started with the pill, then I did an IUD, and both times they've been the worst experiences of my life. And I think my sort of, in my head, what I call like my downward spiral or like my sad moments have all come from like being on birth control. Like when I was on the pill, I was super sad. I would have weeks where I wasn't active, and then the moment I put in the IUD, I started having more intense like sad feelings, and it's gotten bad over time. And so I think right now, if you're watching this and I haven't put it up, I'm gonna probably put it up after this video. I'm starting something called active living, where I sort of push myself to push past the negative emotions and still be happy. And that sometimes is so weird, you know, like nobody talks about like growing up and having to make these decisions about whether or not you want to have birth control or not, whether you want to have constant sex or not, whether you want to like pour into your life. Like there's so much happening with me that I have no control over, because my body's just doing what my body does. Like I am 25 years old now, and at 25, like this is how my weeks go. Like 1 week is great, like I'm feeling excited, I like write everything down, I'm ready. The second week is like my ovulation week. Second or third week is usually ovulation week, so I'm feeling sore, I'm feeling down, but I'm feeling emotional, I'm already getting exhausted. Third and fourth week is usually when my period comes, and so typically I have like 1 week of sanity before I have to go crazy again. And I didn't realize how exhausting it was until recently, when I had a really scary experience where I felt like I wanted to die, and I was so scared of feeling that way. It was just intense. It was just intense. So I've been dealing a lot with birth control, and I am contemplating whether or not I want to take the IUD out or not. I want to give myself to the end of the year. If I'm not able to like put better physical and mental practices into my life so where it helps alleviate some of those symptoms, then I think I'm gonna stop it and just have a little baby Sophie. No, I'm just joking. I think I'm thinking about that, and I'm not sure what I want to do yet. So there's that. Let me see what else. Yeah, so I think at 25 now, a lot of what I'm going through is very hormonal, right? It's very like, at 25 now, I'm at the point in my life where I want to have my shit together, right? Everybody says at 25 you're supposed to have your shit together. Almost 30, which is crazy because I still got 5 years, but you're almost 30, you're trying to figure out who you are as a person. There's a lot that's happening that you have to be a part, like you have to do. And I think I've put a lot of pressure on myself to be like the best version of myself. And anyone who knows me knows I love to put myself under pressure. Good. Sophie loves to put herself under pressure. She loves to be unreasonable about what she's doing. Like y'all can look at me now and say, oh, you're doing so good, and I look at myself and be like, nah, I'm not. You know? So I'm trying really hard to move forward by not beating myself up as much about not being as successful. I think that's come from a lot of like feeling jealous about, you know, other influencers and where they're at. Upset about myself and not being as active, as coordinated as I used to be when I was in college. There's so much that like I've stopped doing just because that I think it's like, it's been hard for me. But that's my update about that. We'll do the sex video because I know you guys want to hear that. We'll do that in a full video. Just let me know in the comments if you really want to know that, and I'll talk to you about like when the first time I had sex, how it was, what advice I have for people, all that stuff. I can do that. And in terms of birth control, I'm winging it right now. I'm gonna see how I feel in December, but yeah. Okay, let's talk about friends and relationships, or friendships and relationships. Oh, I have to do a whole video about friendships and do like a whole girl chat about like female friendships specifically. However, we're only strictly talking about this video in terms of like my friendships and what my friendship journey looks like now, and like relationships. So I think the biggest thing that's been impacting me right now has been like finding good friends. And at 25 now, I have like my core group of friends, but I've definitely dealt with a lot of issues in the past where I was very nervous about who I could trust and spaces I could be in. But I'm now in the experimental phase of like my friendships, where like if you're not good friends with me and I can feel that energy, I'm just gonna let you go, and I'm gonna just not gonna react to you a certain way. I'm just gonna say it is what it is. But I know it's been hard for me to make friends, and I'll tell you why. All of y'all know I've been in a relationship sometime. I don't want to give you all the timeline. I've been in a long-term relationship, and I put Mr. Sophie, is what I used to call him. I put Mr. Sophie on here a few times, not a lot, but just enough. And I met Mr. Sophie in some year. No, I'm not doing all this, but I met Mr. Sophie right after I started grad school, and because I moved states when I started grad school, I became friends with his friends. And then once I was friends with his friends, I felt a certain level of comfort because his friends were dope ass people. Y'all, my Sony does this thing where it just cuts off because the internal battery is hot, so I gotta be careful. But yeah, so as I was saying, yeah, so I realized that his friends who were really sweet were my friends, and then COVID hit, and post-COVID I hit 24, 25, and our dynamic changed, and I just felt like I wanted to have friends of my own, and it was really hard to find friends. Like, I have a friend who I really trusted and who ended up like bullying me at my big age and so it's been really hard to deal with like who I can trust and who I can be there, like who can be there for me, because like I just mentioned with my family, like my entire family is in Nigeria, so it's just me in America here, and so half the time it's literally just me figuring out life by myself. And my Mr. Sofi was like my lifeline, right? Mr. Sofi was someone who like my emergency contact. He's someone who like is gonna be there for me and all that stuff. I realized you can't always, ladies, you can't depend on the man for everything, and at some point you need to sort of find your own voice and find who you are outside of it. So it's to see how like hard it's been, kinda, and I'm gonna be telling you, Lord, the things I wish I could share, but privacy, not only about me but like privacy with other people involved. But like so hard, like my family is in Nigeria, like I don't want to depend on someone here. It's just me, and you don't even have any new friends, or you don't have any friends at all. And I literally wake up in the morning, it's just me in my apartment and my dog. That's it. My support system is over FaceTime, but if I put my phone on do not disturb, they can't reach me. That's it. It's just me. And there's a certain level of loneliness that comes with it, and I realized how much I strive off of like interacting with other people. But now I'm even so scared of meeting people, right? Because the last person that was really new that I met really hurt me, and I'm so scared of like having to repeat that, because I'm a really stupidly nice person. Like, and I've started using the word stupid to remind myself that I don't have to, I can still be nice, and I don't have to be stupid and nice. So that's why I always call myself a stupidly nice person, because there's a thin line between being really nice and just being foolish or being stupid. And I think I've not been tipping that balance well enough like I thought I was. So it's hard, but Mr. Sofi's good. I wouldn't be talking about Mr. Sofi on this channel anymore. I'm going to be moving very solo, just for my personal sake. That's all I say. And then in terms of friendships, I'm grateful for the friends I have. I'm on this new chapter where like I want to make more friends and I want to meet new people and I want to push myself. I was really contemplating moving to New York or LA, because there I can meet other influencers, I can meet other creative people. But every time I visited New York or LA, like it's just been scary how certain people, like how people move in those spaces. Like I don't know if I want to be a part of that crowd. I don't know if it's going to change me in a bad or good way, so I'm still nervous. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think I'm gonna flourish in those spaces, or do you think I should like protect my peace in DC and like move to New York or LA to like do work and come back home? I don't know, so you guys tell me, because I feel really alone a lot of times here in DC. I feel like I don't have anyone here, and I don't think like my old content, I never really had a lot of people around me. But I think because I was going to school, because I had homework, because I was at work, it always helped me feel like I wasn't alone. But I think post-COVID it's been a lot of loneliness, and I don't like being alone, and I don't have family here. It's just me. You guys are my family. That's why I want to be very more consistent with you guys. But yeah. All right, that's it for friendships and relationships. Let's talk about my career and Odditty and stuff, okay? Let's talk about Odditty and my career and everything else in between, because a lot of you have been asking me about my 9-to-5 job and what's been happening. I actually quit. Yeah. I didn't want to tell you guys. Because I was so nervous. But I quit. I quit my 9-to-5 job in March this year. I have been a full-time influencer and content creator since March this year. And it has been the scariest shit I have ever done in my fucking life. I am terrified. I am so scared. But I did it. I am full-time. I do social media. I do TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all of it. I bet on myself. And I don't know what to say, because I know you guys are probably like, oh Sophie, tell us how you're feeling. And I don't know if it was the right decision. So for context, for you new here, you're like, oh, I'm trying to get to know this girl. I'm an A+ student. Like I went to school, my mom wanted me to be a lawyer because my brother was a doctor. I was gonna be a lawyer. I was gonna go to PhD. I love school. If you've been watching my OG 2017 videos, I love, oh my god, like my Instagram stories about being in school. I love school. Like I thrived. I was an SGA, orientation staff when I was in undergrad. I carried my studies on my head. I graduated with like a 3.97. That freaking first year in America when I messed up my fucking English class and I got a D. I'll never forget. But like I had a 3.97 and then a 3.87 in undergrad. I was smart. I am smart. Okay, I might move slow sometimes, but I'm smart. And so I always thought like I wanted to do something in the world, and for a long time I wanted to do international relations, study international law, help people of the needy, be in peacekeeping. And I started Odditty in 2017, and I graduated and I started this new job, and I work for this incredible nonprofit in DC called Vital Voices, and they gave me so many great opportunities and I absolutely loved it. But I couldn't balance having that 9 to 5 and pushing myself for Odditty. Like I would find myself giving myself excuses on both ends, like, oh, I was just too exhausted from work to do anything for Odditty, and with Odditty for work I'll be like, oh, I'm too exhausted from Odditty to do anything with work. So I wasn't giving anything 100%. I was trying to give everything 100%, but I was low-key just giving each one of them like 50 and 50. So something had to give, and ideally I was just like, you know what, like let me actually do this social media thing. And it was even crazy. The moment I was like, okay, let me do this social media thing was when like IUD struggles doubled down. I had issues in my relationship, friendship issues started happening, family issues started happening. So I've not even had the chance since March of 2022. I've not even had the chance to fully invest in myself. Like I have a manager and an agent and everything now. For the most part, like I've not fully said, okay, well, I have a schedule that I'm following, and when I wake up in the morning I have to go to the gym and I have to go, you know, write this check, and I have to do this and I have to do that. And this is like my way of expressing how I've been feeling about it. It's been so freaking nerve-wracking and just stressful in general. Like just imagining like what I could do if I just poured all the energy into just pouring into Odditty, and I've been trying to, but like I just told you in all the things I've been giving you updates about, like you can just tell something's missing from me. Like I'm not the person I used to be, and I don't know what I'm looking for, right? And I don't think people are gonna be like, well, get off social media to figure it out. I'm not even on social media. Like if you notice, like you might see me there because whenever you see me I'm so bubbly and I'm so lively. For the most part, like I'm not in real time on social media anymore. Like this YouTube video I'm filming right now, I worked all day, did my gym, and I came up and I'm doing this right now. But like if I wasn't recording this, I would be on my phone, maybe scrolling on TikTok, or I'll just be in my head laying in bed or like laying on the couch watching Modern Family. That's it. And I'll be sad and I'll beat myself up about it. So like there's so much missing, and I'm like, is it because I left my 9 to 5? I've left stability? Because I think when I first came to America, even just in my life, right, if you're Nigerian, you know, like we go to boarding school. A lot of us go to boarding school. So since I was 9 years old, I had the structure of boarding school that would tell me what time to get up, what my chores were, when school started, when school was done. I immediately after boarding school I went to law school in Nigeria for a year. Same thing, structure, whatever that was. And I went to undergrad, and I was a resident assistant in undergrad, meaning like I lived in the dorm, meant like I knew what time to wake up, what time I had to go to school, what time for activities. I went to grad school immediately after graduating. So again, literally every part of my life was like I had set schedule, right? And then immediately after I graduated I got a freaking job. So again, set schedule of when I had to wake up, 9 to 5, do this, do that, and then be done. And for the first time in my life I have zero stability. Like family hates me, friends, I'm searching for friends, but I'm alone in a new city that's still low-key a new city because the pandemic hasn't let me explore DC. I'm by myself and I'm doing this social media career that's like the abyss. Like TikTok is the abyss, Instagram is the abyss. Like it's just me. And this is such a big rant. I'm ranting now, but you see how scary that is? It's insane. Okay, I went to cool down. I also wanted to let the camera cool down. Okay, so said everything I wanted to say, and so that's all about career. So I'm scared, but I'm doing this full time now, and I am really trying hard to better myself and invest in myself. And I don't know how to do that, and for the first time I'm figuring it out. So like I want to start working out more, right? So I started going to the gym and I paid for personal training, but like after 2 weeks or like after a month I stopped because I was not feeling good. The reason I wasn't feeling good is because I don't actually eat well. So now I wanted to start doing better in my diet, but to do that I needed X, Y, and Z. So it's a constant process of me having to figure out who and like how to do certain things, because I just don't know how. And it's just me. Like I don't have sisters, I don't have anybody. It's just me, and I'm alone sometimes. But I've always been alone, and it's so weird to say that, but it's true. Like with a brother that's 10 years older than you and a mom who is like so busy with like taking care of everybody because she has to, you don't realize how alone you are and how many emotions you tend to bottle up to take care of other people. And this year was like a big reminder that like I tend to take care of a lot of people but myself, and I'm still trying to figure out how to take care of myself. Like I don't know what that looks like. But I know I want to be a better friend to myself. Like I want to be a better person. I want to stop listening to that voice in my head that keeps telling me to not do this and not do that, and I want to be a better person. Okay, so that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed my life update. I don't know if this was a life update or just like me bearing it all to you guys, but what do I want for the future? future. I want to be on TV. I want to walk the runway. I want to go to New York Fashion Week. I want to be at Paris Fashion. I want to wear designer gowns. I want to inspire that young African girl who's coming and who wants to make a name for herself. I want to be quirky and weird. I want to be shameless. I want to be unstoppable. I want to bet on myself and push myself. I want to have my own TV show. I want to dance. I want to sing. I want to take the world by storm. I don't know what the fuck any of that means. I just know I just have really big dreams. Like the Odditty, that's the name that's gonna go places. I don't know what kind of places. Hopefully good places, but it's gonna go places. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. I know I'm a good person, and I hope y'all see it too. And I don't want to take what I have, what this world is, for granted, but I also don't want to be scared of the dreams that I have anymore. I see people like Keke Palmer, Emma Chamberlain, Liza Koshy, Superwoman. I see them just killing their dreams. Kelly Stamp, My Fam. I see everybody killing their dreams, and I'm like, I want that too. I see Jackie Aina. I see, God, Lizzo, Beyonce, Rihanna, like black women, except for the few I mentioned who are not black, who are killing the game, and I'm like, I want that for me, but I want that for you guys too. Because you know what's crazy? If I succeed, y'all are watching me go through this, right? Like, you're seeing the doubt in my eyes, and you're seeing the fear, and you're seeing the tears fall, and you're seeing the process happen, and you can feel secure in your process too, to realize that like, we're gonna be okay. Like, I don't think I'm gonna be a failure. I think I might stumble. I think we all stumble, but I know, like, I trust in myself enough to know that like, my time, whatever that looks like, is coming. And I think I want to be that inspiration for you guys who are watching this, for you to know that it's okay to be scared, but it's never okay to back down, right? Okay, so after saying all that, I wanted to end with this. I have not read this, but Talani Trinites, I don't know why you say Trinites, but I could like to say Trinity, but she yells at me. Trinite, Talani is one of my biggest followers, subscribers, and she sent me this yesterday. I'm gonna try to put it here if I can, and it's titled, well, y'all can see it here. It's titled Odd Fam, and I don't deserve y'all. I don't want to cry. I don't deserve you. I don't deserve you guys, but I'm gonna make you guys so fucking proud. Okay, this is what she says. She says, for any time you feel stuck, remember you're the reason a lot of people keep going, and most of us, not because we see you as someone that has their shit together, but because you show us the realness of being human, being a woman, being an African woman, being a West African woman, being a Nigerian woman, being a Muslim Yoruba woman, being an immigrant, being an African American woman, being a Yoruba Nigerian West African American woman. I don't think you give yourself enough credit. Despite all the factors that play a huge factor in your progress, whether we like it or not, they're huge factors that can be obstacles sometimes. But you're not showing us how you're thriving, and you're that girl. Remember that you started the core of your community on honesty, authenticity, and vulnerability, love, positivity, and will never love what you are and you're still becoming. Remember that your smiles and positivity might be a huge part of your brand, however, it's not the whole of your brand. So don't stress when you want to share a part of you that's not smiling. Lastly, remember it is your odd corner of the internet, so literally anything goes. But anytime you question if you deserve it, first of all, yes, the fuck you do, because you are you. But if you still need to hear it, we're here for you. Remember when you said I started creating content in March 17 and it was super nerve-wracking? That was your premise. Remember your premise. And she just talks about like an interview I did that I always forget what I say in interviews, and it's just a quick reminder that this is a selfish world, and the fact that you're putting your time and energy into helping not only women but humans in general to be better themselves through means that can be not toxic through the internet, it's a good reason for you to be the most deserving person in the whole freaking Milky Way, galaxy, world, globe, whatever the hell. Sorry, the freaking thing cut off again. She just basically talks about how like I'm the shit. And then she goes ahead to like do random content ideas for YouTube, where she's like, you should try to incorporate skincare in your shaving routine and talk about your morning routine. And and then there are messages from you guys, literally messages from Odd Fam. Hey sis, how you doing? Hope you're good. Talking about like be my fangirl and how much you love me. I'm so grateful. Sorry. I laugh a lot when I'm like nervous but happy at the same time. I'm so grateful for you guys. This pushed me to make this video. Like, reading this was crazy to me. Like, Busola says, hi Sophie, I honestly really can't express how important you are to me adequately. I'm so proud of you and all you've accomplished so far. You're really my role model. I literally watch your videos whenever I'm feeling down. I need a little pick me up, and I swear it works like magic. You're amazing. Don't ever forget that. Hi Sophie, how are you? I love your confidence. I respect you. That's from Dami. Sharon says hey. Talani, of course, says hey. Let me see. AY says hey. Miriam says hey. Araulua says hey. Jabri says hey. Jumakeh says hey. Favor says hey. And like, for y'all to take the time to do this for me, am I mad? Am I mad not to be successful? Am I hug every single fucking one of you. Ah! This fucking internet can be so crazy, but like, how can I see this? How can I see this? How can I see this on my phone and not feel like the world is my oyster, the world is my stage? I'm so deserving and I know it. I love you guys so much. Thank you, Odd Fam, for this, for folks who wrote this, and for people who think it every day and show me support, for people who are here. I love you guys. I can't promise big changes because that's how life is, but you know what I'm thinking right now, and I'm feeling really grateful. I love you guys. Bye, friends.